They laughed when I walked into the ring. In my steel-toed boots and janitor's uniform. Mop still damp in my hands. Bleachers packed with kids who'd mocked my son. And a coach who once spit gum at my feet. They laughed. Until the bell rang. Until I dropped their champion with one punch. And everything they thought they knew about me shattered. Name's Elias Merrick, I'm 44, janitor at Bay Ridge High in Toledo, Ohio. Every morning, I punch in before the sun's up, floors to scrub, toilets to fix, gum scraped from desks that don't remember my son ever sat there. The halls echo with sneakers and slurs. Hey mop man, they call me. But I keep my head down. I work for a paycheck and for Kellen, my boy. He's the only reason I'm still in this town. They think I'm invisible. But they didn't see the way I clenched my jaw when Coach Farrell laughed at him. They didn't see how my hands shook when I found that flyer. Amateur wrestling exhibition. They don't know I once held a title they all worship. They only know me as the guy who cleans up their mess. Coach Farrell, 31, smug, undefeated state champ a decade ago, took one look at Kellen during tryouts and chuckled. Said, "You sure you're not here to clean the mats like your dad?" The team laughed. That night, Kellen cried into his pillow. I spent my overtime on an old singlet from eBay. He trained hard. But when the team's top dog, Derek Cross, called him out in front of everyone, it was a setup. No coach, no padding, no warning. Derek slammed him into the mat while the others filmed. Later, Vero looked at me and said, "Guess fighting skips a generation, huh?" I said nothing. But the next day, I signed my name on the exhibition roster. The match was supposed to be friendly. But when I walked into the gym that night, Kellen was curled up on the bleachers, a nosebleed staining his shirt. Derek had won again. Vero caught my eye and muttered, "Should have stayed in your lane, Merrick." I stood still. My hands were shaking. Not with fear, but with the fire I buried for 20 years. I walked over to the sign-up table. Scribbled my name. Last-minute challenger slot. Heavyweight division. One slot left. Right across from Derek's. For the next 6 nights, I trained alone. Boiler room. Pipes groaned, jump ropes slapped concrete. Each punch echoed off rusted lockers. I stretched on break room chairs. Did push-ups during lunch. Didn't tell Kellen. Didn't tell anyone. I let them laugh when I walked into the ring, boots dusty, name tag still on my chest. Derek didn't even warm up. Said, "You for real? You gonna mop the mat when I'm done with you?" I nodded once. The bell rang. Coach Vero's face dropped. I heard his phone buzz. He was texting. "Elias, don't do this, please, we didn't know you could." Too late. Derek charged. I stepped to the side, dropped my shoulder. Crack. One hook. He folded. Silence. Then gasps. Then screams. Phones out, cameras rolling, memes born in real time. Video hit X by morning. Janitor destroys wrestling champ, in boots. The school board launched a formal review. Parents demanded answers. Vero tried to spin it. But I had receipts, footage, statements, everything. By Friday, he was out. Derek suspended. Kellen? Promoted to starter. And me? I stood at the same spot. Handed Derek my mop. And said, "Make sure it shines." Crowd roared. Kellen smiled like I hadn't seen in years. Coach Vero left town. Derek's scholarship? Gone. Kellen's confidence? Back. I go home earlier now. Sleep better. Work's the same. But I walk taller. They don't laugh anymore. They nod. Some even say sir. But I don't need their respect. I just needed to remind my son that sometimes. The strongest man in the room is the one who stayed quiet the longest. Now I mop in peace. Boots steady, heart light. Lesson? Never mistake silence for surrender. Never shame the hands that built the floor you're standing on. Drop a comment if you've ever been underestimated. And if you felt that punch, subscribe. More quiet storms are coming. Trust me.